I want to welcome everyone here to this hot July board meeting that we have. We will go ahead and open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation, and then I'll call it to order. If everyone stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, please be with us tonight and watch over us and help us to make the right decisions for the county. Give us the wisdom and guidance that we need. Please be with everyone here and keep us all safe, and especially be with Bo and help him to get better. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, I officially call us to order, and on the roll call we have two commissioners absent, Commissioner Lee Bradford, Commissioner Bo Warren, but both, I believe, are on the phone and called in. So ever how that has to be reported. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, sir.
If not, entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion?
I'll second the motion.
Got 2 seconds. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? That passes unanimous. Okay, we put on the agenda a little item I wanted to discuss, and I'm going to come to the podium, and the commissioners have a handout, and we will put Walton County, back in 2003, had it on the agenda for a homestead freeze. And what that is when the citizens purchase a home or buy a home, they go to the tax assessor and file for the homestead exemption, that property value is frozen at that time for as long as they own the property. You will see examples today of people in a $350,000 home today paying taxes on $21,000 in value because their home was not worth but $60,000 when they purchased it. The homestead freeze, only 18 counties in the state of Georgia have it. It only applies to this board and its taxing authority. Does not apply to the school systems, does not apply to the cities. So it's just Walton County's baby. Assessments increasing or decreasing don't affect it. That value is frozen. And if it's 1 or 2 houses, it would be one thing. But today, there are 23,386 homes frozen in value. So it makes it for us, this board, a little more difficult. And the reason I'm bringing this up, I've even had some of our board members ask me, well, why can't we roll back the mill rate like the school system does? Well, the school system this year has $359 million more in value to tax than this board does. That's why they can roll back the mill rate. If we did not have a homestead freeze, our mill rate most likely be around 7%. It's at 10.34. It's a huge detriment and a huge benefit to the homeowners. And 1 mil is different for every entity. 1 mil for Walton County this year is $5,017,000. 1 mil for the school in Walton County this year is $4,838,000. The chart over at the other side of the room shows Walton County's makeup of the digest. 71% is residential. The commercial and industry is 19.55%, and the rest of it's raw land in the county, which is only 9.45% of the digest. You're talking about dollars in the digest. Walton County, if you look at this chart, and I'm going to have to pull out one that I can see, but the first 37 properties are commercial properties. You'll notice in 2019, the total value of those properties was $77,091,000. Last year, the very same properties, the values $76,102,000. Lost $1 million in value on these commercial properties. And you might want to ask how that can be when residential values are going up. The assessors have no sales on a Walmart or your Hitachi or your Wendy's or Captain D's. You'll see IHOP. You'll see the banks. Every one of them today are paying less property taxes to the county than they were 6 years ago. And that's because we've lowered the mill rate those couple times. Walton County's mill rate peaked in 2012, and it stayed at that rate at 12.410 mills. This board, y'all have lowered Walton County's property taxes since 2014 all the way down to 10.41 mills. If you'll show the second slide, these are just random, nope, wrong one. I think that's it. You had it. Go back. That one. This is number 2 that you have. These are random houses that homestead freeze. For example, the first one in 2017 was a $340,000 house. The assessed value, $130,200. Today, that same house is $579,000. Still, we tax it at $130,200. As you go on down, you'll see the next one. It was $97,000 house. They filed for homestead. It got froze at $42,025. That $90,000 house today is $279,000. Still only paying on $42,000 tax. That's what I'm trying to get across to our board and educate you on. We're not like other counties. We don't have the flexibility of the new assessments raising the values and then you can brag about rolling the mill rate back. You have your commercial and you have your residential. Of the residential, that's the part that's not protected is rental properties. Rental properties have seen an increase as much as 300% because of sales. And that'll be where you get your most complaints from taxpayers that have the rental properties. I just wanted to kind of highlight this for you, the board, because we deal with all these questions. The school board just advertised they're rolling the mill rate back. Well, they should. It's because they get full value of the whole digest, except for the people 65 and older. Now, when you turn 65, you don't pay your school tax on your house in, I think, 2 acres for the rest of the time you own your home. So Walton County, seniors are moving here. At least 50% of the sales of these new homes are seniors. They're moving here because of the tax situation. It helps on the school side, but it doesn't help the school get more income. They'll pay school tax 1 year. If they're over 65, they don't pay it anymore. In closing, I had a very good friend that lives here in Monroe, Cornerman Quality Food, after an article in the Tribune went out that the 61% increase in taxes. I challenged them in front of God and country and me to prove that. That is not true. This lady cornered me. I felt like a dog that was getting chewed out for nothing. Real good friend of mine. I went and pulled her tax bill. She lives in the city of Monroe. She pays no school tax. Past 7 years, her county tax went down $29.85. Her city of Monroe tax went up $529, which that's what people look at as the bottom line of what they pay. So you can defend this. Walton County has done an excellent job for the taxpayers. Over the last 9 years, we've lowered the mill rate down, but it's catching up with you. So I just wanted to put that out there to y'all, and I'll open it up for any questions any one of you want to have. The charts are pretty easy to read, and it's across the county this way. And I just wanted to get this out there that we have not raised taxes. Now, the few rental properties, their taxes got increased, but all these homes, all 23,386, had not had a tax increase from Walton County. All right, thank y'all, and we'll get back to the rest of the agenda and end this meeting.
I believe the next is the county manager's report, and I've got quite a few things I want to share with you from the different departments. We're on the cusp of being finished up with the pickleball courts at the in between, and we will be notifying everybody of an upcoming ribbon cutting in conjunction with the city of Between concerning those pickleball courts. Out of the Board of Elections, because of the turnout for that election of the July, as we're preparing for the July runoff for the Public Service Commission, the last Public Service Commission election, the turnout was below 1%. Now, where that plays in and where it becomes a little bit of a touchy issue is that we have to pay as if 100% of the registered voters were going to attend. So you've got poll workers, you've got everybody there working, and everything's set up as you're going to have a full election. And the Board of Elections is returning that the turnout was below 1%, so there will only, by Georgia law 21-270, there will only be one advance voting location and one election day precinct based on that. Advanced voting will be at Filker Park for 1 week beginning July 7th through the 11th, so you can go now, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And the election day precinct is at the Central Monroe location at 1025 Church on July 15th from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening. There's 78,746 registered voters in Walton County. Where this comes into play is that the Public Service Commission, and this was a special election that was hinging on some court rulings, but this one is a runoff that is taking place, and we're required to participate in that runoff because members of the Public Service Commission are elected statewide. So the two candidates that are going to be appearing on the ballot are from the metro area, but they are required to be on everybody's ballots throughout all the counties in the state of Georgia. And those two people are Peter Hubbard and Keisha Waits. They'll be on the agenda or on the ballot. Out of EMA, they've been working on all of the GEMA and FEMA reports that are required by the feds in the state, and they've got those all submitted and turned in. Assessment notices were mailed out May 6th from the Board of Tax Assessors. There was a 45-day window of appeal, and they received 1,018 appeals. So they're working through that. And just on July 2nd, you may have a question of why there's a delay in the adoption of the budget and then the setting of the millage rate. The millage rate was finalized on July 2nd. Once we received the millage rate, we advertised for the upcoming millage rate public hearings. There'll be 2, and then the final millage rate public hearing will be the hour before the meeting in August, where we vote on the millage rate. So that's moving forward with that. Out of Public Works, in April, Public Works completed paving Bullock Bridge subdivision, 2 roads in that subdivision, Center Hill Church Road, Gum Creek Lane, Scout Hill Drive, and Wagon Trail. They completed HA5 pavement preservation projects in Crestview subdivision, Sandy Creek Cove subdivision, and Zacks Creek subdivision, as well as a cross drain replacement on McGarity Road. Out of recycling, they were able to cull out 87.79 tons of recyclables this last month and divert those away from the landfill. And of special note, Joel Bernstein, he's our extension agent here in Walton County. He successfully defended his PhD in agricultural leadership, education, and communication on June 13th. So just wanted to say congratulations to him as we move forward. And the Extension Service has accepted and processed over 70 water and soil samples throughout the last month. Walton County Water. This is a couple of the things I needed to share with you. We are in the process of moving forward. We've had 2 projects that require, 2 DOT projects that required water line relocation. The first was Highway 81 at Azora Church Road. That water line relocation has been completed and is, and the water's flowing again. That water line relocation cost $1,117,595.93. A second project that is moving forward that requires a water line relocation is Highway 138 and 81 in Walnut Grove. That's the roundabout in Walnut Grove. And that relocation is costing $1,007,480. So I've got 2 very, very large projects that are in excess of $2.1 million that have already been agreed to and on the books. The document that I shared with you is a new project that we were notified about, and this involves Highway 20 and upgrades to the roundabouts up and down Highway 20. Initially, when looking at this, the county was contemplating upgrading and increasing the size of the lines. That upgrade alone would have been $2,256,345.64. The relocation associated with that would have cost another $2,068,863.52, or a total of $4,325,209.16. We notified, back when Azora Church Road happened, we notified DOT that we were out of funds to do water line relocations. They did come to the table and they said they would participate in and provide utility aid in a portion of that, and that they would then, our payments would be $1,034,431.76, and they would allow us to divide it into 2 payments. When I had reminded them that we had already exhausted all funds, so there wasn't any payments to make additional payments for their additional projects, within 2 days of that, I got notices of 2 bridge replacement projects that they wanted to complete that would also request additional funds. So while we have 2 underway, I wanted to make sure you were aware of the request from DOT on a 3rd one, a 4th one, and a 5th one that still keep coming. We did have a meeting that we were able to complete online. I requested to start having in-person meetings and getting more updates from the district office so that we could better plan for some of these things. So we're working on that, but I just wanted to make you fully aware of some of the challenges that we have to deal with on that. Water use is going up, and this is where it all comes in together. So you add millions of dollars of unexpected expenses to a water system, and then we have this. As we get into the summer months, one of the reasons that we're working on the Hard Labor Creek Reservoir project is that we do not have a county-wide water source other than Hard Labor Creek. We're purchasing it from Newton County, we purchase from Oconee County, and we purchase from Gwinnett County. We got notice from Oconee County that they will be increasing their wholesale rates from $1.70 per thousand to $3.65 per thousand. That's 115% increase, just doing the simple math. Newton County rate is increasing from $1.45 to $1.55, and that's a 7% increase. And if we were to tap into Gwinnett, which we have to from time to time, this past weekend we ended up having a pump failure that impacted the Bold Springs tank. We had to turn on the Gwinnett valves, and when we purchased from Gwinnett, that's $5.29 per thousand. So the reason I'm telling you that is we've got extreme pressure on water rates by all of our providers, increasing them, and in addition to that, DOT projects that keep coming one after the other as they try to improve the roadway systems in Walton County. With that, I've already talked to Morris, but we're going to be going ahead and putting out an RFP for a water rate study to try to get a handle on this so we don't get further behind, because obviously with increased costs going up, we've got to be real careful on how we balance and look at how our water rates are covering our costs involving those extra purchases of water. And then we'll move forward with that water rate study to kind of give us an idea of where we need to be with that. 3 more things. The Sheriff's Department will be conducting an active shooter and safety training with local emergency response teams at Walnut Grove High School over the next 3 days, and it'll be starting tomorrow. So if anybody sees any social media post or a heavy police presence and Sheriff's Department presence at that site, that is a training exercise. The next thing I wanted, if you look up on the screen, as the temperatures rise and we have the tendency to have more thunderstorm and severe storm activity with this heat that's coming on, I wanted to encourage everybody to visit the Walton County website and join the Walton County Public Safety Alert System. If you provide your email or your telephone number, we're able to contact you in a case of an emergency and let you know. There was just a situation, a very unfortunate situation in Texas with flooding, and they tried to contact as many people as possible. Our system here, we do not have weather sirens around the county. It would take so many, it would just be almost economically unfeasible. But we do have the ability to reach everybody through their phone. That is totally dependent on people texting this number or entering their information on the website so that we have the database to be able to contact people. So I just wanted to continue to encourage people to do that so that when in severe weather and inclement weather and really any kind of emergency, if we need to do a lockdown or anything like that because of any kind of law enforcement activity, we can reach you if you participate and sign up for that alert. And finally, I'll just wrap up that we rolled out a brand new In the Know feature on the website where we're going to be highlighting kind of behind the scenes look at how Walton County government works. We've already had some great response to that and everything. And if the commission has suggestions, I'm also taking those from the public as well on any topics that would need to be discussed. And we'll be rolling those out on a periodic basis and keeping that information flowing. With that, that concludes my report for you tonight.
All right, thank you, John. Are there any questions from the board? And we'll stay vigilant with GDOT. We don't have the money in the enterprise fund, water department, to keep paying these $1 million bills. We will jump to planning and development. Sharna?
I can make the mouse work. There we go. Okay. Case 5.1 is Z250155, rezone 8.74 acres from A1 to M1 for recycling, reuse, and resale of non-metallic mineral products, along with a variance to reduce the left side setback to 0, and the right side, this says 5, y'all, but it was just a 5-foot reduction. That should be 20. That's our clerical error. The applicant is Danny Cagle. The owner is Pinnacle Sports Academy, LLC. Property is located at 120 Highway 78, and this is in District 4. There was no opposition at the Planning Commission. They recommended approval with the following conditions. Number 1, hours of operation from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Sunday. Now, it is my understanding that they have agreed that they will not operate on Sunday, so if the board would like to add that to your conditions if you choose to approve, Monday through Saturday. No crushing on the weekends. They must have plantings and berm as shown on the revised site plan. Maximum of 15 trucks on site overnight. And staff has just asked that if you choose to approve this, to follow it up with only trucks associated with the recycling operation shall be parked on site and no idling trucks. The last one is approve the variances of reducing the buffer to 0 on the north left-hand side of the property that abuts Republic Services, and on the south right-hand side to reduce the buffer from, again, 25 to 20, which is a 5-foot variance.
With plantings.
With the plantings, with the berm and the plantings, as in number 3.
Okay. I think I open the public hearing and turn it over to the attorney to call for. So I'll open public hearing on this, and we'll let the attorney run the public hearing.
Sure. The public hearing will be 10 minutes for each side. That's 10 minutes in total for the applicant side and 10 minutes in total for any opponents. The applicant is entitled to retain any time not used for rebuttal at the end. And we would ask that you state your name and address when you address the commission.
All right. Is the applicant here?
I don't see it.
The applicant is not here. Is there any opposition here to speak against this? Seeing none, I guess I can close the public hearing and ask the board how they want to act. So,
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve this rezone, given the following conditions, and I guess I'll state them for the record. First of all, we're going to correct the setbacks to the correct numbers, correct, Shauna?
Correct.
Okay, so that'd be the first condition, that the setbacks are set up the right numbers. Second condition, hours of operation from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday, as you recommended. No Sunday work. Third one, no crushing on weekends. Number 4, must have plantings and berm as shown on the revised site plan. Number 5, I guess now, maximum 15 trucks. Is that what you said, Shauna?
Yes, sir.
And then add to that condition, the trucks, only trucks associated with this operation should be out of those 15. Is that correct?
That's- Right, that's correct. No idling vehicles.
So, yeah, and no idling. So that condition is 15 trucks max must be associated with this recycling facility, and then no idling.
Yes, sir.
Next condition is for this specific purpose only. So we're limited just to recycling and reuse, no junkyards, no other things that, because I think this rezone would allow those other things to happen. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this specific purpose only.
Okay.
And then, I think that's all, right? No, they got the buffers, that should be everything. So, motion to approve planning and zoning with those conditions.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second? We have a second. Is there any questions? The gentleman on the phone, do y'all have any questions?
No question.
All right. I'll call the vote then. All those in favor of this motion, say aye. 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 Oppose? Passes unanimous. We'll go to the second one.
Okay. 5.2 is case LU 25-0182 and Z 25-0181. This is a land use change from employment center to neighborhood residential and rezone 3 acres from A1 to A for dog training with customer contact and a variance on the side setback and the fencing requirement. The applicant and owner is Beth Farr. Property is located at Gene Bell, 720 Gene Bell Road and Vasco Adcock Road in District 6. There was no opposition, and the Planning Commission recommended approval as submitted. And anytime there's a rezone to A, we would like to stipulate it to that use only that they proposed.
Okay. All right, I'll open the public hearing for this one. Is the applicant here and would like to tell us what you want to do, and I'll let the attorney handle it from this point on.
Yes, please step to the podium, and just a reminder to state your name and address for the record, and you have 10 minutes.
So my name is Brianne Farr, and I'm here with my mother, Beth Farr. Beth is the property owner at 720 Gene Bell Road, and I'm the one who is the professional dog trainer. We both reside at 720 Gene Bell Road, and we're here to answer any questions that you all have. We are planning to conduct small group classes and individual private lessons on the facility, and the facility is currently fully fenced in. The entire 3 acres.
Hi, I'm Beth Farr. I'm the property owner at 720 Gene Bell Road. My daughter is the owner of Aurora Dog Training, and we're here tonight to request the rezone and land use change along with the setback variance.
All right. Is there any other speaking for the applicant?
I don't think there's anything else we need to say.
All right. Chairman, with your permission, that we would open it up for any opponents.
Okay, is there anyone here in opposition to this? Seeing none, I guess I can close the public hearing on this. Are there any questions of these ladies before they step down?
I have 3 questions, if you don't mind.
All right.
First question, are you doing any breeding? No breeding on site, correct?
Reading, no.
Okay. How about boarding?
boarding. At this time, we are not. We plan to potentially pursue that in the future, but not in the immediate future.
Okay, and then how about no sales, dog sales, right? No sales?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Can you,
So, Shauna, if she comes back and want to do boarding later, would that have to be represented?
If we conditioned it on this use only, she would have to come back in order to.
So can we request?
To add boarding? Okay.
you
Could
could
we,
just come back and request, you could just
Could-
come back and request it.
okay. Would that be better than requesting it now, or?
I mean, if we do this use only, then she has to come back later on for the boarding part. If you want to do boarding later on, we
Well,
come before this board again for the
If we're
boarding.
able to go ahead and include that in our request, that would be preferable than coming back and having to present a request in the future.
Well, but you need a site plan and you need
We-
some,
Right, we've submitted the site plan.
for boarding?
Yeah, well, I think that it includes,
Let me put the other picture up. I
okay.
think it just shows, you know, the fenced-in area. This is where the dog training is done, but it doesn't show like where a building would be and what the
Well-
setback on any kind of building would be.
Right, the setback is included on the site plan. Was working with Tracy and, you know, trying to provide all the details. So any boarding that would be done would be inside the residence, and that's what they included on the site plan for the setback.
So there would be no exterior facilities? where
Correct.
It would be like indoor, outdoor kennels or anything?
Right,
So are we
it would
talking
just
about-
be one dog at a time, and it would be in the residence, you know, housed inside the residence.
That's my questions.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank y'all. I think we can close the public hearing.
Can you fix an ornery labradoodle?
Pardon? A leopard.
Yes, we work with lots of labradoodles.
Can you train a dog to shut the door after he pushes it open?
Yes.
All right, thank y'all. We'll close the public hearing and ask the board for a recommendation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve this rezone request, given, I guess, one condition, that it be for this use only, with the exception of boarding of one dog in the residential house. And if anything changes, then you have to come back for additional approval.
Okay, you got that? All right, and we already have a second, Commissioner Adams. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Was that an aye, Lee? or-
Yeah.
No, I'm in favor.
Okay, okay. All right, so it passed unanimous. All right, administrative consent agenda. You have 5 items on it. Are there any questions?
There's one that I just wanted to point out, or a couple I'll point out. One, there's an extension of our current food services provider. There's an award to a new food services provider. And then the one that I wanted to specifically call out is that there is a change order at the public safety complex.
Oh, that's under the
Not con- not
contract.
cons-
Oh, that's under contracts, okay, I'm
We're
sorry.
on the consent agenda right now, the extension of the existing kitchen provider at the old jail, and our auditor's surplus, and if there's not any questions, I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve?
Second.
We got a second. Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Sounds like unanimous. Now the contract. So the McCarthy Barnsley is the 7.1. This is for the records so that we can get reimbursed under our errors and omission from the design team. They missed a vent for a dishwasher, and we had to go through our brand-new roof and vent and change, and this is that change order, and it's for the record, and then that way we get reimbursed, right?
Yes, there'll be a credit associated with this for a portion of the total change order, but the total change order is still within the projected budget for the public safety complex.
Okay,
This is really just aligning and making sure that all of the contracts are valid as we've identified anything towards the completion of the project.
all right, is there any questions from the board on this? We need to get a motion to approve it. Got a motion to approve from Dr. Adams?
Second.
Got a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Okay, we got that one passed. The next one is TKC Management Services. This was the successful bidder of the maintenance of the new facility. And this was bid out, competitively bid, and this is the recommendation to take care of the new public safety facility.
Your approval of this tonight will allow us to line up with the maintenance team as the contractor turns over all of the documents that are required for warranty work and all of the turnover of a major facility. This one's quite larger than anything Walton's ever worked on, but they will be working side by side with us on the turnover from the construction company and moving straight into daily maintenance and upkeep of this facility.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Passes. Now we got acceptance of the bids and proposals. Again, the food service was bid out, and the successful was Summit Correctional Services. They were about $200,000 cheaper, if I remember right, than the next closest bidder. We need to go ahead and accept their proposal.
And how long is that proposal good for?
It's good for 3 years.
At that price? Price is being held for 3 years?
Well, it depends on, the way we structured this is, depends on the number of inmates.
Population, right.
and those-
Number
and
of
those
meals they
Right,
serve.
Yes.
but that grouping is still going to
Correct,
consistent.
Right.
Correct.
On time will change when we go.
And like all government contracts, most of them have a cancellation with, it can be up to 90 days notice. Some of them's 30 days, some of them 60.
All of the proposed contracts that you're looking at have a cancellation for cause. So if they're not providing what we are requiring, there is a cancellation feature. There's also an extension feature built into these to where if they're doing a good job, we can extend on a year-by-year basis after the initial. The reason you're seeing a bigger window of, say, 3 years upon the initial is like, say, on the maintenance side of things, they're actually hiring staff and assembling a team that will be assigned to the facility, and that'll be an expansion of Summit Services where they're active across the state. They'll be doing the same thing. So typically, you have a bigger window of a couple of years for everybody to kind of grow into the contract.
Am I reading that right, that it's $1.75 a meal?
Yes, sir.
Pretty frugal.
I think I need to start eating.
I'm wondering what they're eating now.
You're welcome to come dine with us at any time and come visit.
Yeah, the commissioners, all of you are welcome to dine at the jail.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We got a motion to approve.
Second.
We got a second. Any further questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Any opposition? Passes unanimous.
We'll be following up soon and bringing back inmate medical.
Yes, the medical is the next big ticket for the public safety complex, and that's supposed to be the 24th of this month when that comes in.
And we're hoping to have everything geared up and assigned and taken care of on these large contracts that we went out to bid by the August meeting.
Does any of the commissioners have any announcements to make? If not, there is a need for a quick executive session on personnel. So if we could get a motion to leave regular session, go to executive session, we'll try to make it quick. We don't expect any announcement coming out of executive session, but there's some personnel.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We'll try to call you in there,
Gentlemen,
Lee
we
and
will
Bo.
call you back from our cell phones.
Entertain a motion, come back into regular session.
Make a motion?
Need a second?
I second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye. Aye. There's nothing to comment from executive session. Entertain a motion to adjourn. Got a
Second.
motion?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? We stand adjourned.